Thanks for watching, everybody. We're going around America, and we're going to stop in Columbus, Ohio, and talk about something called the Columbus 10 for 10 wine tastings. Landon Proctor, the guy who started all this, is joining us. Landon, thanks for taking the time.
My pleasure.
All right, let's talk about this. What is this exactly?
Well, I've started some wine tastings around Columbus, Ohio that we try to repeat them monthly, and we offer 10 samples of wine for $10, and it seems to have caught on in the last few years. It's become kind of popular.
Yeah, see, and when I hear 10 wine tastings for $10, that is clearly something different than the norm, right?
I hope so, yeah.
All right, so what led you to start this?
Originally, I had been working for a distributor, and it's sometimes helpful to get out in the public and show off what you got going on. But then over time, people really started coming around to the tastings I was doing, and they got more popular. And so I just sort of doubled down on it and kept going with it, and it's become incredibly popular around town.
Yeah, and you go around neighborhoods, right? I mean, this isn't in some big city per se, but you're doing this in neighborhoods. Can you explain that?
Sure, yeah. So we try to find neighborhoods around Columbus, Ohio, that maybe don't have a regular wine tasting and that people are interested in something like that. And then we just call them, maybe the Dublin 10 for 10 wine tasting or the downtown 10 for 10 wine tasting. And then we try to recur them on the same, like the second Tuesday of the month or the last Thursday of the month. And then people can find them easily. And usually they try to walk to them because it's local to them. And then they tell their friends, and their friends tell their friends, and then something.
This seems like the perfect way for the uninitiated, not the hardcore wine drinker or the connoisseur, to kind of get introduced to wine.
I think so, yeah. So originally, I care a lot about wine, and I like it a lot. And I think when I started, I was maybe more interested in trying to tell everyone or get people really excited about wine. But there's a lot of different ways to drink wine, and there's no wrong way. So I think sometimes people just want a glass of wine after work, and that is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. And then sometimes we get people who turn 21 that day who are interested in trying some new things, or even people who are stuck in a rut who had the same thing over and over again. They're regular wine drinkers, but maybe they haven't had a lot of different sorts of things. So it can be useful to a lot of different people, I hope.
So you've been involved in wine, for about 10 years or so?
That's right, yeah. So I've been in the wine world for, it'll be 10 years this year.
How did you get into that?
Well, I was going to grad school at OSU, and that was really hard, so I started drinking wine. And then, so I just I doubled down on that after I graduated from OSU, and it turned into an entire career.
The popularity of wine has really been growing lately. Why do you think that is?
I think there's been sort of a demystification over it for the last few years, so I think a lot of millennials are more interested. They don't have the sort of stuffy baggage that maybe older generations might. They don't think of it as being luxury as much as grocery. And so there's room in this world to have a $10 bottle of wine on a Tuesday night, and there's nothing crazy or strange about that. And so people are, I think, more interested these days because they don't have maybe some hangups that people might have previously.
You and I were talking a little bit yesterday, and I asked you how many people come to these things, and you've got a pretty wide number right there, right?
Yeah, that's true. So, if it's a rainy evening or if it's snow out, we might only get a few people, maybe 20 people or something, but we've put on events before that have many thousands of people, sort of larger scale events. Those aren't $10, but our customers have asked us to put on different sorts of things, and we get sometimes a very large turnout.
What kind of wine are you going to have tonight when you kick up your heels?
I will probably have a simple Côte de Rhône from the south of France.
Very nice. Landon Proctor, thank you so much. Where can people find you on the World Wide Web?
Columbus10for10.com.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Around America, this time we're in Columbus, talking about wine. For NewsNet, I'm Vic McCarty.